Okay, friends, virtual friends, welcome to our Reader's Workshop. We are going to get started, like I said, by singing a song, find your pockets, called The Magic Penny. Give me a thumbs up on your knee if you've ever heard this song. Okay, I'm excited. I get to teach you guys something. So just listen. I know it might be kind of silly. Listen to Miss Coleman as I sing this song, okay? You ready?
Yeah.
Love is something if you give it away. Give it away. Give it away. Love is something if you give it away. You end up having more. It's just like a magic penny. Hold it tight and you won't have any. Love it, spend it, you'll have so many. They'll roll all over the floor. Oh my goodness. So I was thinking about how the books that we read, I know, so silly. You can just like giggle for a sec if you need to get it out. I know, some of you need to just get those giggles out. I know that it's kind of silly, but it was reminding me of like the books that I read. And it was reminding me about how as I like go through my day and I'm reading a book, or like the times where I've been reading a book at the library, or maybe when you could do this at Starbucks or at like a bookstore, I'd be reading a book and somebody would come by and they'd say, "Oh, what book are you reading?" And if I loved the book that I was reading, which 99% of the time I did, do we sometimes read books that are like not our favorite?
No.
Yeah, that's happened to Miss Coleman. I've started reading a book and maybe it's not my favorite, so I have to find one that's a good fit for me, right? But sometimes I'm reading books, most of the time, and I just love them and I get excited to talk about them. Friends, eyes up on me. I get excited to talk about them and I want to share what is in my book. And then before I know it, I'm talking with somebody about all the favorite parts of my book. And I'm telling them what parts I really love. And I'm flipping through the book and I'm saying, "Oh wait, you've got to read this book." And then at this part, well, I don't want to give the whole book away, but at this part, this happens. And let me just read you this one little sneak peek to give you an idea of this book if you want to read it for yourself. Or you might say, like, the characters in this book are so relatable. They're so funny. Or maybe, like, you have to read this mystery book. It's so suspenseful. It'll have you sitting on the edge of your seat. You're going to be so excited. So I did something kind of silly. I know you guys were like, "Miss Coleman, what are you up to?" Well, guess what?
What?
I might have changed the words to our song.
What?
Do you think you can listen to me sing it first? And then, I know it's so silly, we're going to try to sing it together, okay? Here's the words to our new song. Listen to me sing first, and then we'll sing it together, okay? Okay, listen to me. Books are something if you give them away. Give them away. Give them away. Books are something if you give them away. You'll end up reading more. If you love a book you've just read and can't seem to get it out of your head, give it, lend it, recommend it. You'll end up reading more. Okay, second graders. Do you think we're ready?
Yeah.
Even if you're like, "I don't really feel comfortable singing out loud, super loud," then just whisper sing it, okay? If you need to put up your conch shell so that you can sing this with confidence,
Okay.
let's try it, okay? We're all going to be silly together. Do we all like do silly things together sometimes? Yeah, and we're all going to be doing it. So is there any reason to be like, "Oh no, don't look at me, I'm too embarrassed"? No, you guys, if Miss Coleman can do it, you can do it. Okay, we ready?
This woman has a good voice.
Thank you, Ronnie. I know you have a good voice too. Let's try it. Let's sing all together. You ready? You can clap with me. Books are something if you give it away. Give it away. Give them away. Books are something if you give them away. You end up reading more. You guys are clapping with me. Clap with me. If you love we gotta start over.
Yeah.
Let's start from the beginning. Okay, ready? Ready? Books are something if you give them away. Give them away. Give them away. yourselves a pat on the back.
My hands hurt
That
from
was
clapping.
fantastic. So I know that's kind of silly, but the reason, the reason that I had you guys sing that song with me, and the reason I changed the words to be so silly, was because I want to teach you that when you love a book, especially a whole series of books, like our Magic Tree House or like whatever series you have been reading, you can invent ways to share that book with others. And did you know there's more than one way to just share the ways that you love a book? Did you guys know that?
Yeah.
So this kind of helped me to think of an invention that I saw somebody create one time to share their books. So this one kid that I know, he came up with an idea that he was going to leave little notes throughout his book. This was actually a friend in our class. They said, I'm going to leave little sticky notes in my book so that when the next person that reads my book comes to this part, they know, wait, stop. This is a good part. Get ready for this part. Or this is a special detail. Do you think that when we're reading our Magic Treehouse books, Alyssa, do you think when we're reading our Magic Treehouse books, like we could ever put in there, like, pay attention to this special part. You're going to need to know this for later. Do you think that would have been helpful for us? Yeah. Not today. Yeah. Yep. So that's like one example, right, of something that we could do. And another thing that I was thinking of is somebody the other day was telling me about how they write Valentines to their friends, or just like kind notes, right? Like a Valentine is like a kind note to a friend, something to say like, I appreciate that you're a good friend, or I really like that you help people, or something to say that's kind to somebody. And he put his kind notes in books. I bet you're thinking like, why would he do that, right? And he would say things like, I think you would love Horrible Harry books because they're so funny, and I know you like to joke around too. Here are some of the things that Harry does and says that are so funny, right? Another cool idea and ways to share and give your books away to others is by writing little notes in them, kind of like little Valentines, right, to like your future readers. If someone wrote like a custom kind note book recommendation and put it in a book that I found, I think I would be pretty excited. What about you?
No.
Do you think you'd be excited if you found like a note in a book from somebody giving you like a sneak peek, or like telling you what you might like about that book?
Yeah. No.
I think it would kind of be like a message in a bottle, right? Have you ever heard of that saying? Yeah, so I'm wondering if this is kind of like sparking some ideas in us of ways that we could share about the books that we love. So I want you guys to turn in just a second and share with somebody at the carpet. Quinn, eyes up here. You're going to share with somebody at the carpet some ways that you think maybe you could share books. And then in just a minute, we are going to make a list of all of these ways. And I thought we might want to let the first graders and the kindergarteners in our hallway in on this special work. So you guys know March is reading month, right? And in the hallway, we've already put our book recommendations out in the hallway for everybody to see. So I'm going to add book recommendations to this list because obviously writing our book nominations is one way that we can share the books that we love. But I want you to think of some other ways that maybe you could do this, okay? You guys thinking of some ways? Turn and talk with a partner. Maybe you'll get some ideas. Turn and talk with a partner. Christian, can you turn and talk with Riley? Araya, can you go around the back, please? Thank you. Go around the back of the iPad. Thank you. Can you talk with Lorenzo? Riley, turn and talk. Thank you. What are some ways that you think you could share?
You go. This book, because I give it like. I don't know. Huh? Well, I'm giving this book because I thought you should read this book because it has the best part.
Chrisney, Sarah, come on in. We are thinking of some ways that we could share about our favorite books with others.
If you're
Can you join this group here? They're already kind of talking.
Hey, Chris.
Hey.
Hey, Nisha.
I think you might want to read this
Let's talk with
because
Chris.
it's the best of that's not yours. I think it's good because it is interesting. No, I don't. Huh?
Agree.
Okay, so
Okay.
Class.
Bring it in. What are some of the ideas that you guys were thinking of? Oh my goodness, we have so many ideas. I'm so excited. Ronnie, give me one.
We can tell people that they should read this because I know it goes up to 5 stars, but you could say I give this book like 1,000 stars because it's so funny and it has like good adventures and.
So like you're saying maybe on like a sticky note, you could leave like a book rating in your book. Okay? I love that. Leave. Kind of like a movie rating, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to put like 4 stars so that we remember. Like that's what you could do. Maybe on a sticky note like you said. Yeah, or you could cut like a piece of paper and leave it at the inside. Do we write on our books?
No.
No, not on Miss Coleman's books. Maybe if you have a book at home, that's just your book and like you want to make some like smart 2nd grade like highlighting in it, then you could maybe do that if you had your grown-ups permission, but we don't write on Miss Coleman's books. Chris?
I'm sharing the problems.
Sharing the problems? Like
And how they fix the problem.
Okay, but you don't want to give away too much, right? So maybe you could give them like a sneak peek. Yeah, you can maybe give a sneak peek. Give a sneak peek. What should I draw for this? Maybe like an eyeball?
Yes, eyeball. Yeah,
Eyeball.
What?
Oh,
Like
no
a
thanks.
eyeball sticking out.
Like a sneak
pretty
peek.
good eye.
Thank you. What else could we do? Camden?
You could help the person sound out like tricky word. Like you can write the word, but like a dash between them, and then the word put together.
They kind of did that in our book that we just read by Joanna Gaines. They said a name of a bug, and I didn't know how to pronounce it, but then they put how to pronounce it in like parentheses. So maybe you could write out, yeah, like Camden said, you could write tips for sounding out tricky words. I love that idea. What else? Hi, son.
So maybe you can share the parts that you love with some people.
You can do what?
Share the parts that you love with some people.
Yeah.
And then
Sound
I'll
out
write in
tricky
the book.
words. I'll write the example from our book, Camden. I'll write that under this one in just a second. So like Hassan, are you saying like we could just talk out loud? Like share out loud with the person?
Like if you're a friend, you can tell him a part of it from the book and then you can share with him.
Yeah.
And then he might read the book.
Tell/talk about books we love. I'm just gonna do like a little like speech bubble. Like that. Yeah? Okay. What else? Anything else? What about like writing those little notes? Like writing like kind notes or Valentine's? Yeah? Do you think you could ever try that?
Yeah.
I said writing kind notes to the next
Reader.
reader. Good. Yeah. I'm just going to make like a little Valentine right here so it reminds us. Anything else? What about like, do you think, you guys are super creative, so I bet you could do this. Do you think we could ever create like a game for our reader?
Yeah.
I'm thinking about this now. Like, what if, this is super exciting, what if like your character does something like really frequently? What if you like challenged your reader, Quinn? What if you challenged your reader, like, I want you to do a jumping jack every time this character starts complaining. Or I want you to touch your nose every time you see this character go get a snack, because this character loves eating snacks. Or like, maybe if when we're reading like Mercy Watson, I want you to pat your head and rub your belly every time Mercy Watson talks about buttered toast. Do you think? Do you think we could do that?
Yeah.
So you could like create a game. Okay, stop. We could create a game for our reader. Oh, that sounds like so much fun. Okay, I'm gonna.
Like Mario something.
Yeah, I'm gonna write that right up here. Create a game. Wow, look at how many ideas you guys just came up with.
Game character, you know.
I'm gonna draw this like little. Does anybody know what this is? Oh, okay. Thanks. Can you just hit close? Does anybody know what that is? What is that?
At first it looked like a Sonic ring.
Not quite. Something that you look in.
That was lollipop.
Close.
Lollipop.
Quinn.
Oh
Yeah, a magnifying glass. Like they're looking for things in the book. So readers, today when you head off to read or reread parts of your series books, when you head off to reread parts of your series books, I want you to be thinking about how you might want to prepare to share your books. You can get sticky notes. You could maybe come see me and I'll cut up little pieces of paper for you to put in your books if you want to write a kind note to the next reader, or if you want to write trip tips or book nominations like right inside of your book. Or like we can fold up our book nominations and put them in there, right? I want you to be thinking about that as we go out to read today. We're going to do this work for about 10 minutes and then you can have free choice to read whatever books you want out of your book box. Capiche? Virtual friends, thank you guys for joining us. We'll see you tomorrow.